So let's talk about verb conjugations. In Spanish, verbs change depending on who is doing the action. Today, I'll give you a more in-depth explanation on the topic, plus 3 super useful tips to study all the verb conjugations in Spanish effectively. In English, we don't do this as much. We say I eat, you eat, they eat. The verb stays the same. But in Spanish, it's a bit different. In Spanish, the verb tells us who's doing the action. So we don't always have to say yo, I, or ella, she. That's why conjugation is so important. In Spanish, all regular verbs are grouped by their endings, ar, and ir. These endings show us how verbs should be conjugated. One of the most popular videos on this channel, and I'm pretty sure that you've already watched it, but if you haven't, the link is in the description box below. It's about the ar, ir verb conjugations in Spanish. Let's start with ar verbs. Let's take hablar as an example. Yo hablo. Tú hablas. Él, ella, usted habla. Nosotros o nosotras hablamos. Ellos, ellas, ustedes hablan. It's simple. Just change the ending based on who's speaking. Most ar verbs follow this pattern. Now, for verbs, let's take a look at comer, to eat. Yo como. Tú comes. Él, ella, usted come. Nosotros o nosotras comemos. Ellas, ellos, ustedes comen. And lastly, ir verbs like vivir, to live. Yo vivo. Tú vives. Él, ella, usted vive. Nosotras o nosotros vivimos. Ustedes, ellas, ellos viven. See? The structure is almost the same, just different endings, and that's it. Instead of memorizing each verb individually, start by mastering the regular patterns for ar, and ir verbs. And please, don't focus that much on, oh, so here this letter changed, or oh, so here now I have an E instead of an E. Please don't. All these rules and subtle changes came up naturally as the language was evolving. So, in other words, think of Spanish as a language that was first spoken rather than written. So, the grammar rules and all of the spelling rules came afterwards because people started speaking that language to communicate. That's how languages evolved. So, don't stress out that much on the spelling rules or the grammar rules right now. Just try to focus on the sound. You'll realize that most regular and irregular verbs follow predictable endings if you follow the sound. Don't stress about irregular verbs too much at first. Instead of focusing on individual verb forms, learn verbs in common everyday phrases. This way, you're absorbing the right conjugations in context instead of having to spend many hours memorizing. For example, quiero un café. Voy a trabajar. Estoy cansada. By using these short, useful sentences, you'll start picking up the conjugations and patterns without having to spend hours studying and memorizing all of them. Link verbs to short visual stories in your mind. For example, to remember the priority tense, imagine a story where someone did something yesterday. If you're conjugating comer, to eat, visualize yourself having a big meal last night by saying comí mucho. This technique, called visualization anchoring, helps you tie abstract verb forms to real-life situations, scenarios, or actions. Just to give you an example, I'll give you a story in present tense about Maria's routine, and I'm pretty sure that at least 1 or 2 verbs will stick. María despierta every day at 7 a.m. She estira her arms and se levanta from bed. After that, she come breakfast. She usually bebe coffee and come toast. Then she vive her day with a smile. María trabaja from home. So she escribe emails and llama her coworkers. Sometimes she sale for a walk in the park. She camina while she escucha to music. In the evening, Maria regresa to her house and descansa for a while. She lee a book before bed and duerme peacefully. Instead of getting overwhelmed by trying to memorize all the Spanish verbs at once, prioritize the top 100 verbs used in daily conversation. Use apps or lists to focus on these and their most common tenses, like present, future, and past. And that's it. Conjugating verbs in Spanish is all about the patterns. Once you know the endings for ar, and ir, you'll be speaking confidently in no time. If this was helpful, give it a like and subscribe. And if you're ready to dive deeper, visit Spanish55.com. Schedule a free consultation with one of their certified coaches who'll give you personalized lessons to fit your goals. Also, remember that you can learn from anywhere. It's super flexible. Nos vemos!